Yeah, I gotta get a new fucking haircut because fucking
Ain't nothing is a more confidence booster to a man than a fresh haircut, bro. I mean, women got so many options, but
fresh
man, you come out
haircut
that
and money.
barbershop. I mean, money is good, but I don't know. I don't know if it because I get paid and then you end up having bills to pay, so it goes right back out. But you get that fresh haircut, you walk out the shop, you feel like the world is yours. Like,
Yeah, but you gotta keep going back to like. I just want to be so rich I don't
true,
have to go back, man. Just be like, yo, just come to my house.
true. Speaking of, I saw this like renovated school bus driving around my hood the other day, and this guy does like haircuts in the school bus. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was cool, so I'm gonna try to find it and hit him up, see how much he charging. But that'd be dope to not have to go to the shop, have him pull up at your crib and cut you up, and then go about your day.
Oh, you should probably like vlog that shit too, because a bunch of them have like crazy setups and shit, and like
Hmm.
it'll help them, help you, help them, help you. Everybody
Word,
gets better
word.
business.
A
Everybody
little,
gets more,
little cross
you know.
promotion.
Yeah, like that would be fucking dope. I think I
You
would. I
feel me?
mean, if I had the patience to cut people's hair, I'd probably do the same shit. But I ain't got the patience for it, man.
See, it's a tricky business. It's like tattoos because your pay is gonna determine how good you are or how good they feel about it. So if one little hair is off, they could be like, "Nah, I'm not paying. Nah, I'm not paying," and then
Yeah,
walk out, and then you gotta beat a nigga up, and then
and the thing is
it's a
though,
whole
like,
hassle.
and like my haircuts have gone from $20 to 40, and I'm just like,
Easy, quick. You want to talk about inflation? We need to talk about the haircut market in this world because I used to pay back in Queens. I used to pay $12, bro. That used to give
hmm
me a haircut, a shape up. He hit you with the razor on the hairline just so it stays
hmm
crisp for a little bit longer. $12, and then I give him 15 just for throw a little tip on it, whatever. Bro, I come out to the island. $20, $25, and I'm just barely getting that same service of what I was getting before. So it's like
Well, I will say that
it's
like
a conspiracy in the haircut market.
my barber, like even though like I pay like the $40 that I pay, like he's a fucking mastermind, dude. Like I
He
can't
makes
like
it
I
worth
remember
it.
like listen, you know how like good he is. Like he left the shop for a while. I stopped getting haircuts. When he came back, I started getting haircuts again.
Right.
Cause every time I went to like other shops, and I could have went to the dude who actually owns it, and I should have, but I was just like, yeah, I was lazy as fuck. I was like, I ain't gonna do it. But when he
Nah,
came back, I went back. Because the other
that's
dude
that customer
charges like
service.
50, $60 at the same time. And I'm like, you know what?
Chill.
But they're both good because I got a haircut from him before too. And like they're
Mhm.
both top notch, bro. Like,
I mean,
and
you
they
stick
and they
to
and they've been doing the like the reservation things for a
yeah.
long time. You go online, like they make it easy to go online, you pay
Hmm.
online and everything before you
Oh,
even show up.
nice.
So I just walk in there, get in the seat, get cut up, I
And
leave.
get out of there,
I already give him the tip, and when I check out and everything, bro, like I'm like this shit's fire.
I see a
Like,
lot of shops now are trying to like enforce that reservation thing just because COVID, they can't have people coming in, hanging out, or waiting in line. So it's like, listen, if you don't got no appointment, don't show up here. We ain't got no walk-ins for you.
and I think
But
that's
paying
better.
online is dope too. I would really like to pay online. I put run up my credit card on a couple of haircuts easy
And that's the
instead of
thing
waiting for to
too.
have the cash.
Yeah, because you can pay for like I pay for mine in advance, so I don't even worry about it. Like I know it's already
Hmm.
paid for. I just go in on the day, I get
Chill,
a cut, I'm out, bro. Like
That's the
it's
equivalent. That's like the male equivalent of a spa day. Like, cause I ain't getting my nails done. I ain't getting my toes done. Like,
I
but
might
I
start
go
doing that, but like,
manicure, pedicure.
yeah, man, why not?
I got a manicure the day of my high school prom. Like, and I don't know why. I think someone just suggests like, oh, you should go do that. I'm just like, why not? I'm feeling fancy. I'm putting on a
Hmm
tux. Let's go do it. But
hmm
my feet,
Nah, bro. I think you gotta like. I am a huge fan of Bernie Mac, and like that's
oh,
one of the
respect.
things. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean? Like
absolutely.
that's one of the things. He's like, listen, man.
He,
Like,
he
and
was well
he from
groomed.
Chicago, bro. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying? So he's
facts.
like,
I bust your head to the white meat.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, and when he had the show, he'd be like, yo, I gotta go see Mama Kim. I had a reservation for
Mama
like 3
Kim,
weeks.
yeah.
You
Before
know
all
what I
his
mean?
specials, he would go get a facial, get manicure, pedicure, massage. That's
Every
self
city,
care. That's self
every
care for
city.
real. Rest in
So
peace,
I'm
Bernie
like,
Mac, man.
rest in peace. So I think like the self-care thing as a dude, like we just have to expand it past like just the,
Yeah.
and it goes down to even like making sure you change your boxers every three so months. You know what I'm saying? Get some
Oh,
new
you mean
socks
buy
every.
new boxers and buy new. I'm thinking you
Yeah.
mean change them, like wear the same ones and then change
Oh,
them in 3 months.
no, no, just buy new boxers, buy new
Yeah,
socks, buy new undershirts. You know what I mean? Because like
absolutely.
yo, because like me, like I buy 5 white tees.
Mhm.
And I'm like, these are the 5 white tees I'm wearing under my shirt. I don't buy any extra. I'm like, it doesn't, I don't need it. I just need 5 white tees.
Keep them in
Like
rotation.
just go under my dress shirts when I go to work. And I'm like, I'm done. And they're the only 5 tees that get washed. I got like I think 8, 9, 10 pairs of underwear. I'm like, those get used during the week. 5 get used. When I'm in the crib, I'm free balling. It's my house. I
Oh
do
my
whatever I
God.
want. You know what I'm saying?
Dick and balls just swinging through the crib.
Shit, paying rent, dude. That's what I do.
Hey, you deserve it.
You
But
know what
that's
I'm
what I
saying?
do. Like speaking of, like when the fall starts, that's usually when I go buy new underwear, new tank tops. I'll buy
Mm-hmm.
like long johns and thermals because I'm a skinny
Yep.
ass nigga and it be cold. I buy
PJs.
yeah,
Yep.
new socks, thick socks because I'm out here just sliding through with my socks on like Tom Cruise and
I
all
get
my
like
socks got holes in them.
I get like a new hat, a new pair of gloves. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah,
just to keep because
refresh the wardrobe.
you only need to buy them once a year because they last you for the whole winter and stuff. And then
It's
like you're like, all
not
right, cool.
facts. I'm with
Like I'm
that.
about to. I think I'm actually about to buy either some Coach ones or like
Socks?
nah, like a hat and glove set, either
Oh,
like
nice.
Coach, maybe a Louis set. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I don't
Okay,
know
you
yet.
getting money? Somebody getting money?
I
You
don't
got
know
the
yet.
money?
I feel like I got to now, man. Like just
Hey,
a little
listen.
bit. Just a little
Quality
bit.
goes a long way. Quality goes a long way. When you know you're gonna buy something, buying it at a higher quality would mean that it's going to stick around longer. You're not going to have comfort issues with it. If you buy cheap stuff, it might be useful in that moment, but you don't get that turnaround or that, long
Longevity.
term. Yeah, shit just don't last. But
Yeah, so like if you can afford it, if you can't, like don't kill yourself over it.
right.
But like for years, I've seen people wear the same Burberry scarf for years, and I'm like, when did you buy this? It'd be like I bought this 3 years ago, but like it's
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 still
it's
a Burberry
it's,
scarf.
it's still a Burberry scarf. It's still good quality, and it lasts long. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do
You know, just treat yourself. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot of reasons to feel down about yourself, but
that. Mhm.
treat yourself.
Self-care is important. Always remember that.
Absolutely. And on that note, episode 7, I Hate It Here podcast. It's your boy Russ,
It's your boy Kev.
and we are at it again. As usual, we'll start with a little hypothetical question, get the
Nah,
juices
nigga, hold
flowing.
up. I know when
Oh,
they going.
what?
I know when they're going to listen to this is going to be Friday. I know it, but
Mhm.
it's a real nigga birthday today.
Hey, bang, 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 bang.
All right.
Respect.
Happy
It is.
birthday, Russ.
It's my birthday today. I am 31 years old, man. Can you
I
believe
don't.
it?
I don't even want to hear the number, dog. Like I think about that shit
I,
sometimes. I'm like,
I don't trip up on the number. More so is me still making it to 31. Like if that's weird to
yeah.
say, like, because when I was like 14, you would see those like commercials. You'd be like, you can't order until you're 18 or older. So I'll be like,
Mhm.
damn, I can't wait to be 18. I can't wait to be 18. And then I was 18, and then they'd be like, oh, you can't drink until you're 21. So I'm like, damn, I can't wait to be 21. I can't wait to be 21. And then they tell you, oh, you can't rent a car or do stuff until you're
So you're
25.
25. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, I can't wait to be 25. I can't. So now that I'm past all of that, there's no more of those
There's no
waiting
more of
to
those
be
things.
those ages. So I'm just like, shit, I'm grown. Like
Yeah.
I'm an adult. This
Yeah.
is I can do what I want.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, once you get like in the 26, 27 range, you kind of been working for a while. Like you start realizing like, you just do you can do anything you fucking want. Like if you want
Good
to
or
have
bad.
if you want to have pizza for breakfast, guess what? You're gonna have pizza for breakfast, man. Like, but there's
Ice
sometimes.
cream,
Listen, there's sometimes I
whatever.
wake up in the morning and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have one spoon of ice cream just to get this day started.
What niggas haven't been in Jerry's for breakfast. Your body is like, what is going on?
You
Can
know
we
what I
get some
mean?
water?
No, I do that first, but then I just get a
Hey,
spoon. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you just I just take a spoon of peanut butter. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm starting my day off with, getting a little
yo,
protein in there.
I
You know
can't
what I
even
mean?
talk. Like 2 weeks ago, I woke up and I had leftovers Moe's queso, like the white queso cheese for breakfast.
Oh,
Like, I don't know why. There was no reason. I had bacon, eggs, waffles, all the shit you should eat for breakfast. I was just like, nope, cheese,
nah, man, because I
cheese.
anybody who makes a white queso, that white queso is fire,
Oh,
bro.
oh my God. When it's nice and warm, there's
Dude,
welcome to Moe's,
you
man.
can put it like on the stove top or like you put it in the air fryer in like a little bowl or something, and you just
It's
let it reheat, and then like it just
mm-hmm. Get
oh
gooey.
mm,
Whew. Don't make me take a
mm.
trip over there right now. We keep talking shit, but
Damn.
yeah, man, I am grown. I am an adult. I got a full goatee now. I'm fucking like
Yo, the struggle beards was the worst things to have to deal with growing
it
up.
was a hard phase to go through, man. It's like when people get those dreads, but they got to deal with the little baby dreads first. It's like,
Yeah, I took mine out because I was going to do them, but I was like, nah, I
mm-hmm.
hate this shit. Like, no,
That
I look
phase
like
is
I look
rough.
like Hellraiser walking around here, bro. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't
That
do it, bro.
phase,
Nah.
that phase is definitely rough, man.
Dude, I
So
remember like I used to just do goatees, but like I'm fat, I have a double chin. I'm like, nah, I gotta get this the fuck up out of here. Like it's like I gotta stop doing this shit to myself.
see,
Bro, I look
that's
at
what
my
comes.
chin and I'm like, yo, I look like Quagmire. I'm like, what is this? I was like, no, I
That's
gotta get some hair and cover this up, bro.
for real. That's comes with age too, because you realize like, nah, this ain't for me, or this is for me, or I know what
Hmm.
works for me. So
Like
you
I
fully
used to
get to
do
that
like
phase.
the little
The
like
sponge
foam,
curl.
the sponge curls.
Me
Like that was a
too.
good time. That was a
I
good
like
time.
that
I like
phase
that.
too. Me too. That was easy because I could just get up. I ain't got a brush. I ain't got a comb. I ain't
Every
got
just do
nothing.
it
Hit it
once a
with the
day
sponge.
and get out the door.
Spray with a little hairspray just to make it a little oily,
Hmm.
sheen it up, and be out and
Hmm.
going. So I respect that. Keep those sponges alive, man. I fuck with them sponges.
Nah, dude, because if you don't really want to go through the whole thing with dress, just do that, man, and you be
Mm-hmm.
fine, bro. Like, even if you wash it out, it's like cool. At least your
Start
hair's
all
growing.
over.
Because then you can grow your hair to a certain point where you just go straight to the long ones.
Right, right. You could
You
skip
know
that
what I mean?
whole little short worm dread phase and
Yeah, you ain't
just
gotta do it. Just let the afro grow. You know what I mean? Just
get
and I was
to it.
going to do
Keep
the
the shape
Killmonger
up.
shit too, man. I remember that shit. I can never pull it off though, because
I
yeah.
thought about that too. I still kind of think about that because I'm growing my hair. I feel like I always had a short haircut for like most of my life. So I'm growing my hair now and I'm just like, what styles do I want to do? Like I can do what I want. What do I want to do at this point? It's just
Just don't do
literally whatever you want to do.
just don't do the Jay-Z shit because like every time I look at this nigga, I'm like, yo,
No. I feel like that
This Basquiat looking
at
ass nigga,
least
dog.
right. At least I know what he's going for. When I see them niggas in Florida with them fucking like the Kodak blacks, like I don't know what that is, bro. Like
That's
I'm
Sideshow
from New
Bob.
York. It's just different, man.
That's
Even
Sideshow Bob, nigga.
Slideshow had like a fro, and then the tips were kind of like spiked. These niggas got spikes from the root. Like I that's different. I respect Florida, but that is different.
No,
So
no, Florida got something in the water, bro. Because them people down there is different. I really
tell me
think
you seen that I'm an island boy.
nah,
You didn't see them? So it's two dudes. I think they're like Cuban or some sort of Spanish, and they're tatted up head to
Hispanic,
toe.
Hispanic.
Uh, Excuse me, whatever.
His,
Latinx, whatever the pronoun disclaimer is.
mhm.
Two dudes, I think they're twins, but they're tatted up head to toe, like face tats, like just all the way. And then they're in this pool, and I guess this is like a freestyle they're doing
Mhm.
or what, but it's just like, yeah, nah, it's not. It's gonna be a no for me, bro. But that shit's funny. But that's just Florida in a nutshell. You see them dudes, they're like, yeah, they from Florida. There's no other
Yeah,
location
you
they could be from. You could
nah,
see a
bro.
dude from Florida from a mile away.
Like me, I was born in Florida, right? But like this, that I
Were you?
no, yeah, dude, yeah.
That's why you a savage. This, see, the more we speak, I understand you. You used to be the most disrespectful, like lived on a savage basis, and I get it now.
Yo, I didn't really think I was that bad though. Was I really that bad?
I mean, I ain't gonna shit on you,
I
even though
just
you
be
tried to shit on me last week calling me cheap, so fuck you. But but yeah, you was on one.
nah.
You was
I
on
mean,
one.
like I was just honest, bro. Like I just say how it was, man.
All
Like
right.
you can't just come in my space and be like, yo, listen to this. You think I'm gonna lie to you? Nah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Like
I respect it. I respect it.
I mean, I
But
still do the same thing now, but I think now I just am more aware of people's feelings. So I try to like
I think that's what
deliver
it
in
is
this
too.
deliver in a
Yeah,
certain
your
way,
approach.
but I'm still calling you a dumbass off rip, and I'd be like, but I mean that with love. But I'm gonna tell you why you're just jackass for
Right.
what you've been doing. Like, especially when it comes
It's
to dudes and dating, it's just like, dude, just shut the fuck up. Like,
it's a lot of dumb shit going on. We about to get to, but I only say that because I can see the change in you now. Like especially you and your family and your career and all of that. I could feel how you are just more aware of what's going on and how you move. And so
it's a
it's only the difference.
responsibility as you get older, even if you don't have a family. But it's just like when you get to a certain age, like when you're 18, you're just a fucking idiot.
You wilding for respect. Just the world is wild.
And like you're just an idiot, and you're just saying whatever comes out your stupid ass mouth, and like you think there's no consequences because really at 18 there is none really because you're just learning, and then you get to 21, you're like, oh shit, what was I doing? And then you get to
Hmm.
25, you're like, yo, you know what? Like this ain't really the thing, and then you're
I
like
gotta
30,
chill.
30, you're like, you know what? Like I want a family. I can't be acting like this in front of my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I do expect
For
my kid
real.
to do some dumb shit anyway, like
It's gonna
go to
happen.
school, start
It's a
cussing
learning.
people out because he don't want to take a nap and shit. And I'm like, all right, he just don't want to take a nap. Fuck, leave him the
They're
fuck
gonna be
alone.
swinging from the chandelier holding a Lego and shit. Like he's not taking a nap.
Bro, there's a reel on Instagram, right? I think it's TikTok too, or whatever. So like it's
Mhm.
like when you hear your son playing
Oh my
Xbox,
God. I
and then
love
all you
that.
hear is the little kids like, get shit on, get shit on, get shit
1v1 me,
on.
you pussy.
Pussy,
1v1
1v1 me,
me.
you
You're
pussy.
trash. Yo,
Shut the fuck up. I was like, yo, I can't wait because that's exactly what I'm looking for.
that little man was
I'm,
hype. I
yo,
want to
he was
find the
like,
original video of that, like, because everyone
I
is
do
using
too.
it, but
I
that
do
is
too.
that is a real life seeing full cycle, like how the process goes. We've all been that kid if you've been a gamer, so it's just like
Especially
wow.
in the old school Xbox chat rooms. Forget
That's why I
about We don't
don't.
even
That's
talk
why
about it
I don't even play Call of Duty to this day because of
because the
those
lobbies are
reasons.
wild. Yeah, the
Yo,
lobbies are
them
wild.
lobbies, man. You be ready to find a nigga address, like Google his name, find it because he just said some wild shit to you, like
Yeah, nah, the motherfuckers in the GameStop lobbies are fucking wild, bro.
GameStop. You mean the
Oh,
Xbox?
Xbox. I'm old, man.
Yeah, I know. You start mixing up names and shit.
Like, yo, I remember we used to have to go to GameStop to fucking buy used CDs. And it's like, yo, you take your shit back
Bro,
to Xbox and they only give you like 30
GameStop. You
cents
take
for
it back
something
to
that you pay.
GameStop. You
What
really
I
old.
say?
You said
What
you
I
keep
say?
switching Xbox and GameStop every time you say the
All
other
right,
one. You say the
all right,
other.
let's move on. All right, let's move on.
But nah, you're right. You could buy something from GameStop for $50, take it back next week, and they'll give you $7
Five.
for it.
And you look at them like, it's just been a week?
I just bought this from you.
Like,
No
you,
respect.
I bet you they did that because people used to flip because you could play certain games in the week and then bring
Mm-hmm.
it back and get your money back. Like, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a week. Like, there's no scratches on the disc.
During the Xbox 360 days, I found this guy on Craigslist and he hacked my Xbox for me. What he was doing was he'll go to like Target or wherever, buy games, he'll rip it to a CD. So he literally has the files and then go return it. And then he'll
Yeah,
burn it to a blank disc and he could play it on his hacked Xbox. So he would have everything like same week,
I
same
remember
day.
that.
he just buy it, go bring it back, but like, oh, I thought I wanted
Yeah.
this, and it
That's
didn't
why they
work.
stopped
So
that shit. They stopped that shit. Like now, like that's why there's no backwards compatibility because I feel like, I mean, there is now if you buy it
limited.
digitally. Yeah, it's
Very
limited.
limited, only certain things, and then there's like very few physical releases. Like the game will come out digitally, and then in a couple months you gotta wait and hope there's a physical release.
Well,
But
no, they still come out physically. It's just people don't care about it because they rather just download it. Because like, if you can't return it and get the money back, you might as well just download it.
yeah, and then if you
And
know
you
that you're
get
selling
more
it back,
deals,
you
and you
just
get
not.
more deals too with the digital online. Because like, there's some games that I bought, like they were like $60. Like I got the whole Arkham Asylum series for like $20, and I was
Yeah,
just
they the bundles, a lot of the bundles, they got the whole
yeah.
DLC. Speaking
Mm-hmm.
of, damn, before we get to this hypothetical, because I'm playing Dying Light on Switch, and this is such an incredible game. Like, I love this game. It's
I
open
hated
world
that game.
zombie. What?
I hated that shit.
Yo, don't.
Nah,
And
I'm a
it's
shooter. I'm a
such a
shooter person, dude. Like, I actually not all the way because I still play Ghost of Tsushima. I gotta finish that.
mhm.
And Spider Man. I finished the original Spider Man. I gotta play Spider Man Miles Morales because PS5 or whatever. But
That's
like
dope.
for the
Okay,
most
we get
part
it.
though, but for the most part
PS5.
though, for the most part though, like I am a shooter gamer. So like I don't play Call of Duty as much as I used to because now it's just all Destiny. And I'm
It's
just like
straight
I'm a
up
fiend.
toxicity up there. But nah,
It
Dying
is.
Light, such a great game. Open world, zombie, it's like parkour, modding, so much going on.
Mhm.
But when I bought it, well, quote unquote, bought it for my Switch, it came with all the DLC, all the, extras, the outfits and weapons and everything. I'm like, wow. So I get why they do the enforce the digitals.
Mhm.
It's a whole industry, but
It's a whole industry, man.
let's get to this hypothetical. We got one through oh no, because was
We
72
did
last
72
week.
last time. Yep.
Yeah, so 1 through 70. Pick a number. We'll do a quick little hypothetical, and then we can get to all the fuck shit of the week.
69.
69, you nasty ass nigga.
Hey man,
All
listen.
right. 69. This says, how would you change how you acted if you knew 100% that this world is only a simulation? If you knew 100% this world is only a simulation, how would you change how you acted? Like if you knew this was the Matrix, how would you change?
You see, I can answer this in two ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the savage answer, and then there's like the family friendly answer.
Got the yin and yang inside you. I would first off, I would quit my job. I would quit anything that was tied to any responsibility I had. Like, so I'm not working anymore. I'm not washing dishes. I'm not cleaning no clothes. I'm not doing any of that. I am just living. Like, that is point blank. Like, none of that. That shit will be over for me. I'm not paying no bill for anything.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
That's
the first. That's the first thing that's going.
If I,
the first.
I can't wait.
Yo, if they cut it off, I'm like, it's not even real. It doesn't even matter.
Right. It don't exist. It's a simulation.
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
like that. I don't like that part of the program. Like,
no, it's like I don't want
that's
it.
a wrap for me. I can't wait. If I even get a hint that this is a simulation, that's a wrap for me.
Nah, but that's wild though because I think like I would still want electricity and shit. Like I guess I just wouldn't have killed myself to go to college that much. I wouldn't have killed. I would just got a cool part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a cool
low key.
Just keep it low key, you know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what, just take my time early through the years and just stack up, get to a certain point. And then from there, just be like, I'm chilling now, bro. Like I would have went on definitely more vacations. I would have ran coke on the border or something because like something like jail ain't real.
Straight
like,
up narcos. I know.
Like in my mind,
real.
if I can control it with my mind, I'm be like, yo, I'm in jail right now, but tomorrow morning I'm gonna be back in my room.
That's deep. I didn't even think of that because then you would just be committing crimes like Ooh, that's a
You,
dangerous slope though,
you
because
know,
then
first of
you
all,
might be.
you know
Go
how
ahead,
many
go ahead.
you know how many niggas I would have murdered.
I know. I was right about to say that
You know how
because
many
I was be
people will
like,
be 6 feet, but then it's not even real. Like they'll just come back. They just get rebooted.
just reinstall the program. Like, yo, all right, I'm gonna stab you real quick. Hold on, let me just stab you. Here. I'm gonna stab you a couple times, yoke you up. All right. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. You're gonna die, but I'm gonna see you tomorrow, right? Like,
And then they come back with an attitude. It's like I told you what I was going to do, bitch.
what if they have to come back as a baby though? You know,
You should never fuck with me.
there's that
You should have
whole
mind your own
theory of
business.
people say the light you see when you die is your new self being born, you know? So it's like,
You know, that's wild that you say that, right? Because like a
mm-hmm,
lot of times when I'm watching my son like sleep,
mm-hmm.
he has a lot of mannerisms that's just like my dad. And
What?
it's fucking wild to me, bro. It's wild to me. Like how some of his sleeping mannerisms, like he'll put it like his head on his hand like this, same way my dad used to sleep, just like this, voguing in his sleep, just like that. And he just and my son does this, and sometimes I just be looking at him like, how
Oh
would you
shit.
even know? Like I'm just like
Out of
sometimes I'm
all the
like,
positions you could sleep in, all of the ways you could move and turn and just like, yo, it's something about that.
because
Something
literally
about that.
I found out that I was having a boy like I think a month after he passed away, and I was just like, oh, that's fucking wild. And
That's
even when
deep.
he was born, like my mom looked at the picture of him, and she was like, yo, like he looks like your dad. And like even some
Yo,
moments he'll look like him too, and I'll just be sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm just like, it's wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that shit is deep.
I think there is some credence to it. It's just, because I remember I read a story a long time ago. There was this little girl who was talking to her mom, and they were looking at footage of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little girl was just sitting there. She was like, Mommy, I remember that day. And she was like, You wasn't even born. And she's like, No. She's like, I jumped from the top of the building.
What?
Yeah. Dead ass. I gotta find the article and I'll bring it up next
She
time we do
knew
the
she
podcast.
jumped?
She knew that she jumped from the building. She says she was in there. She remembered the plane hitting, the fire, and then she was like, "Me and my other friends just jumped off because we there was no way we was going to survive it."
That's
She
spooky,
was like, "I
yo.
remember
Wow.
it," and I'm like that. And first of all, and she just said it calmly. She didn't cry. She just said it calmly like that. And then her mother was looking at us like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Word.
I
I
think
would
like
have.
reincarnation is real, bro. Like if you are an innocent person that dies by the hands of like an evil tat, I feel like you get the choice. You
Another
get the
chance.
option, the other chance to reincarnate and come back. And then I don't know. Obviously, I don't think you have a memory because imagine if somebody you knew came up to you was like, "Yo, remember me?" I'm like, "No, who the fuck are you? You
Right.
on crack? You smoke
I know.
crack?
Like, yo, I knew you. I knew we know each other. Like,
Like what?
but they
I
say
don't
that's
know
kind
you."
of what deja vu is. Like your past self is having this familiar moment with what's happening
You knew
around you.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, this is familiar to me. I kind of been here before, or something like that. So
And if this
I
was a
don't know.
simulation, I think there's more than one simulation running. Because sometimes, like dreams that you be having, and like you see yourself doing other things in other places,
Dreams
you'd
would
be
be on
like,
a whole nother level. Dreams is just too much sometimes. Dreams, I had a dream, man. I'm even gonna go in deep into it, but I had a dream where I hugged someone and I could feel their body, like I could feel how warm their body was, like. And then I woke
those
up and
be the
I was
wildest
hot.
shit. Those be the wildest shit. When you sit there, like there be times I become conscious in the dream, right? And there's like
Damn.
different levels of it, right? So like there's levels of it where like I can control everything in it at that point. Like I can just make shit happen just by saying it, and it fucking happens, bro. And then
Shit.
be other dreams like you're conscious, but like you're still just playing in the scene. Like there'd be times like
Yeah,
I'll be
you
like a
just know you're
superhero,
there.
and
Yeah.
I'll be fighting shit, and it's just like me. And I'm like, and sometimes you can get like a little, so you can get some shit off, and I'm just doing, but like the total control. I remember one time I was having a dream I was on an island, and I was like, all right, like I don't like this weather right now. It's gonna rain. it rained. I remember one time I was walking outside my house and then like I looked at the sky and like a storm was happening. I said, no, I don't want this. And I waved my hand and then the
And it's
storm went
gone.
away. And I'm just like, yo, there's
Yeah.
certain levels of dreams, bro. Like this is why I think like yo, we just need to stop fucking around because like there's some other shit happening in on some other dimensional shit that we
I
just don't
mean,
have access to. Like if
we
this is
waste we waste so much time like focusing on outer space and all this other shit. We need to focus on our own brains, like our brains and what we're connected to, and like how some twins could feel if the other is in pain. Like that's some
that's
deep shit.
wild to me.
That is
Like,
some deep shit.
bro,
I
like
can
I
feel a whole nother human body's anger or emotion like in me and I'm not even around. That is, yo, that there's something there, man. There's
I
these forces that are unknown that's working.
there's just different levels of dimensions. I think that is just we just because we're so infatuated with material shit, we're not taking care of our bodies and our minds the way that we should
Facts.
be. That we
Facts.
just like when people are like highly spiritual, like they see shit, bro. And
Yeah.
like it's just like I don't discredit them because I'm like, I gotta believe it, bro. Like
Yeah.
if I can believe a UFO, I can believe that you saw something on a whole different other dimension,
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely. We
in a
are
whole different
all
realm.
the processed shit that we put in our body and the chemicals and the even certain lights they give off an energy that kind of like
Yes.
block the things around you. So like
Mm-hmm.
when you go out of the city or you go to the woods or in like a like on a lake and you
It's
can
totally
see
different.
the you can see like the ambiance in the air that you won't see in a city because there's so much like light pollution and
Yes.
all kind of other shit going on, man.
That's
So
one of the things I miss about like living in like places like that. It's like when you go outside on a beautiful night and you see the stars, there's no light pollution. The air is
yeah,
cleaner. Like
for
there's
real.
trees, it's you in nature, bro. Like you are like I think in those moments, if you just concentrate spiritually, like you can tap into something. It may not be nothing wild, but you'll definitely tap into
Right.
something that just like it just starts working within you, bro. I think we're just too much concrete jungles, too much of the
For real,
suburbia
for real.
bullshit. Like we just need to like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We're gonna talk about Sheba like later on in the podcast, but I'm telling you, this shit go off, bro. I'm buying a crib in some woods. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go there in some woods, 8 bedrooms, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, but we're gonna
We
see what
could get
happens.
to it. But nah, you're right. Cause I on Instagram sometimes I look at like those like tree houses in the woods, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a tree that's in a house and it's working with the environment around it. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's tearing down trees, it's not, building sidewalks or driveways or any of that. It's like you live in nature with
Mm-hmm.
nature. But yeah, man, you going off on the crypto. You might have to take me with you, bro. If you get a nice cabin, a lake house.
Fam, I already thought about it. I was like, yo, I gotta move you up here once that shit go down, bro. I'm like, we'll just I build you a little thing over there, get my mom
Mhm.
one over there, get my sister one over there. Just buy land and I'll just build it from the ground up.
So Kev is on a tear right now in this crypto space, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand it. Like I'm in the stock market, I read and study the charts, but crypto is on a whole nother level. Like with stocks, I know I only have to focus between 9 and 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Like because
Mhm.
that's when the market's open, pre-market, and then maybe 5 o'clock in the aftermarket if there's some late trades that come in. That's all I got to focus on. With the
Mhm.
crypto, it's moving at such a pace, like you
It's
you
moving 24/7.
bro. But the gains, like you're in on Shiba and it's up how much percent you were saying over time? Like
Last time I read for the month of October, I think it's like 400 to 500%.
Jesus Christ. To be 400% gain is what you're saying. Like you
Yeah.
put in $1, you are up $400 is what
Yeah,
is
basically.
the
Yeah.
equivalent. Like there's nothing that's moving that rapidly. So
No,
like you
no.
gotta break it down for the folks. Like what are you in on? What do you recommend? Where do you start?
All right. So, first of all, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only.
Don't you love when they say that in the like? Oh, my stock channels say that too. They don't want to get sued. Like,
Yeah, nah, because like
we're not telling you to buy nothing. We're
this
not
is
telling
not
you to do
financial
nothing.
advice. This is all
Right.
entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? If you gonna hop into some shit, do some due diligence. That's I
Absolutely. I hear
follow.
that word a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do your due
this is do it.
diligence. That means
This,
read your own charts or do your own research until you feel comfortable with the money you make and that if at any point you could lose. So
yes.
just
I follow this dude Austin Hilton. He's actually been like the number one person I go for news, and he's been the number one person that actually just been using the advice to go do the research. Into Shiba, another one Saitama Inu, and I got another one Kuma Inu, which I didn't really do too much. I just like kind of followed like somebody else who I basically really trust on my IG, and she was like, "Yo, this is the shit." I'm like, "All right, you wasn't wrong before," because there was a couple other ones I went into that did pretty well. Um, so crypto is one of those things where like just like stocks, you don't want to use any money that you don't want to lose. You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
That's rule number one. That if at any point you lose it, it's gone, bro. Like you can't sit and cry and call someone and expect a refund for something. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
And me personally, I don't look at anything that's already at like 30 cents and above because like, you know, then you kind of have to put in like thousands of dollars into it to actually get a good amount of coins and to actually make a difference. Like for me, like I look for like, you know, 5 to 7 zeros in front of the first number.
So that means it's like 0.0000123 or whatever. Yeah.
I think because for me it's like because at that point like so I'll break it down. So I look at those price points. The reason and the next thing I look for is like what are the plans that that company has in place and what are the steps that they've taken to kind of get to that point, right? And then
Very
I look
similar
at
in stocks.
yeah, and I look at the community because like crypto is really driven by like the community. So like if somebody says something famous, like look what happened to Dogecoin with Elon Musk. Like he put a tweet out, that shit went up. Like now that shit's at like 30 cents, but I think I don't know what the high was for it. I know it's higher than that. But like, you know, so it's like it gets to a point where like, you know, like you have to just look at, you know, what the user base is, what the community's like, you know, what are the plans for it, how detailed is the plans for it, can you read every single step of the way, and those are kind of the things. And even with me, like I to be honest with you, like I made some investments in some stocks a couple of months ago, they didn't go up crazy amount, but they went up enough for me to actually take the money out from those gains, and then I filtered that into my crypto portfolio that I have right now. I just flipped it. Right. And like even now, like when that goes up a little bit more, I just take a little bit out of it. It never goes to my account. I never really fucking use it. I just put it into some new cryptos that I kind of like. Cause like a lot of people try to go into Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I'm like, those things are already high up. Like for you so to many, get like you're gonna get like just dollars out of it. While you know, with something like Shiba Inu, it's like I'm up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, like, well, no, I mean, you know, it's there's a bunch of people who like, you know, and the thing is though, like, I'm not even close to what some people have. You know what I'm saying?
It's big money out there.
But like, and to be honest with you, it's not even like super crazy, but the implications of what it can do for somebody if they make like a small investment. If you're like, let's say you don't do like stocks before, you really just want to get into it. Maybe you just look for something that got like 5 zeros. You're like, okay, I like this. Do your research. Go watch the YouTube videos. Go watch the articles. Go look at the white papers or whatever whatever documentation that the actual
There's a lot of sites out there for information.
Exactly. So like you go to the actual developer website, you read it, and then you just, you know, then you just look at what, you know, some of the other investors are saying, some of the analysts or whatever.
Kind of get a feel for it.
And then Yeah, go ahead.
The equivalent in stocks is just kind of what you're explaining is like you're a early stage investor. Like if this was a stock, you would be finding nice penny stocks that are either under $5 or
Mm-hmm.
$2-3, and you grab a bunch early before the company either does some restructuring or they do some big announcement or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Just trying to get in early because those gains is gonna be multiplied by 2-3 times when the company really gets on a roll. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's the tough part, getting in early. A lot of people get they once they start to realize the hype is real or that the information that's being passed is actually accurate, they get in and it could be at an all-time high already. And it's like you kind of you limited on your gains once you're buying at that high.
And then Sheba actually already passes all-time high like twice fold. Like, you know what I
It's
mean?
crazy.
And
That's
so and it's only been out for like a year and like some change. So like even with me, like I came in on it at like a later time, but like that's so the fuck what? Like, you know what I mean? It still had enough zeros for it to
you
make a
was late,
difference.
but you wasn't too late.
And there's another one that I'm in right now, say Tama Inu, like that's kind of like
Why are they all dogs? Or why is the mascot all dogs? Like Shiba is literally a dog. Like that's a breed of dog.
this
Dogecoin was a dog. Kuma
so
is Kuma a bear?
I
And
think
Tekken there's
so.
a character Kuma. I think he's a bear, but
I
I don't
think
know. It's
so.
like all
So
animals, or I don't know
so
what
I
to.
think so I think the whole thing is because they're considered meme coins, right? So
Mm.
they're just like, we just created this bullshit and like it's just for fun. And like Dogecoin, I don't know. I stopped looking at Dogecoin a while ago. So like, I don't know if it has any user case in it, any long-term plans, any impact on the market that it can make.
Yeah,
But with Shiba
just
Inu, like they created their own like decentralized market where you can go in there and you can buy not only Shiba Inu, but like a lot of different,
right.
cryptocurrencies on there.
It
Like
has
they
a
create their own
usability
site.
to it.
You
Right.
know
You
what I
can use
mean?
it for something. And it's not just a joke to have a lot of and say you're a Doge millionaire. But just
Mm-hmm.
looking at Doge, they said the highest point was 68 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And now you say it's at 30 something or
Yeah.
wherever it's at. But
35. I just checked it, it was like 35 cents.
yeah, so I think that a lot of that Doge hype is pulling to either Shiba or
Mm-hmm.
Saitama or whatever, wherever. But it's just there's so much going on, man. I Stocks is easy enough for me because I could just read the charts, read the last couple years history, and kind of get a good feel like, hey, is this worth it for me if I throw $100, $200 at it, and get twenty
And then you
percent
can leave
back
it
or
there. Yeah.
30% back? Yeah,
Because
but
you
you
can
getting
look at it
four
on a
hundred percent, gain this is gonna create so many millionaires in the world over time. Like
yeah.
it's
Is this the
it's
hardest part?
incredible.
The hardest part um is filtering through the noise to find the ones that really can do something. And
Yeah.
like with Shiba Inu, like because they've already created Shiba Swap, they've already proven to me for my own portfolio that they can do something good. And the fact that the co-creator of Ethereum donated like $1 billion worth of Shiba Inu to India, like once
It's a
India
big market.
like opens up their crypto market to accept Shiba, like that shit's gonna
Whew,
go.
to the moon.
You know what I mean?
As
And
far as
like,
population, it's China and India with the biggest populations in the world right now. So
and
having
let that shit hit
anything
there.
having anything hit in India or China is a go. Because even if you just get 5%, 10% of the population, you have a massive amount
And the
of people that's on your service.
and the fact that like it was for a good cause that it was used for, like that makes an imprint on the people there. They're like, hey, listen. And like COVID was running rampant through India, and the fact that
Facts.
somebody used Shiba Inu as like the coin to like be like, hey, this is how we're going to help you out, like that's going to stick in the population's mind for those people who
Mhm.
are looking at that.
Was a
And they're going to
saving
be
grace for
like,
people.
and they're going to be sitting, they're going to be like, yo, this is the coin that was used the most in our economy when we needed help with this shit.
When it
And as
moves
soon as it's
down.
available, they're going to go. And it's the
Yeah,
same
that's a
thing.
big deal.
And Saitama is like kind of it's kind of brand new because actually
I haven't
yes,
heard of that one as
I
much.
think I think
Saitama. Isn't that
it
it?
might have Saitama Inu. It might have started in
Gotcha.
August, and it might have been an early adoption, and it opened up to some markets because I got it on Uniswap. So
Wow. Saitama is up. I can't even say this number. 1,000. Hold on. 134,280%. That's how much it's rising within the last year.
yeah.
134,000%.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And like you could put $5 in there as soon as it came out, bro. You probably came out with a couple of 100,000, couple million.
wow.
But it's Shiba Inu. It's like a family that put like maybe $1,000 or $3,000 into it. They made like $9 million in like a couple of months or whatever.
They said Saitama rose 168% in the last 7 days.
It did.
I'm about to buy some Saitama, bro. This is not financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Whoa.
Yeah, but buy that shit. Trust me. If I told you how much I put in there to how much it is right now, like I ain't gonna lie to you.
Numbers, niggas gonna run up on you like, yo, let me get that Saitama up off you.
I ain't gonna for after we get off this, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna wrap your mind as to why I'm about to put more into this because it's crazy. This is the one that's even lower than Shiba.
Right. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros and then 6.
And then Shiba has 4. If this one gets anywhere close, I'm telling you right now,
you gonna see us in a $10 million studio with swinging screens like Minority Report.
Yeah, dude. Like we gonna make a move.
That's why it scares me. It's like this is such a this is incredible. This feels illegal. Like this.
I mean, they want to regulate it now.
I was gonna say, there's no way the government is just letting this pop off and letting people just come
because
crazy.
You know why? Because it's like the same thing with the whole GameStop thing fiasco that happened a couple of months ago. It's like they shut down mad apps because they was like, nah, y'all can't do this. I'm like,
y'all can't make that.
Why can't the people do this? You let the hedge funds, the stockbrokers do this on a daily basis. Now that the regular Joe Schmo can do it from his basement, now it's a problem. And it's going to be the same thing with crypto. It's going to be like, yo, once this thing creates all these, like, yo, we just going to stop fucking working. Like, who gives a fuck anymore?
Right. Oh, I can't wait. Let this be a simulation. I'm done. That's crazy, man. It's gonna be a lot of millionaires out here, and once these coins get more usability, say you could pay your rent in Saitama, or say you could go to Target off Shiba. Like, yo, this is gonna.
And there's a couple of companies that have already started accepting Shiba as I think PayPal is also in like early talks, but like they're looking at Shiba to be used as you know,
they're gonna have to. It has a volume of 73 million right now. Excuse me, but
I think it surpassed Dogecoin in market cap too, and I think like in the last couple of days, it's surpassed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano combined in volume.
Yikes.
Shout out to Austin Hilton for the facts, because that's why I get it from.
Basically, bottom line is find someone you trust, get some information, add your own information and research, and you could potentially be a millionaire, man. And
I'm gonna give y'all 3 coins y'all can go look at right now. I've been trying to tell people this for the longest time, and like people be like,
my tattoo artist was telling me as he was tatting me, and he's in the NFT space, so he's creating art to do NFTs. Shout out to 1 + 6 = 7, super talented dude. He's in that space, and just hearing his enthusiasm for it kind of made me like, yo, I kind of gotta like buckle down and figure this out, because there's something here. But
we have to, bro, because like I said, like the way that the financial institutions have it, like they're not built for the everyday man to be free from like all this bullshit that they put us through.
Facts,
Student
facts.
loans,
The
credit card
system,
debt, loans, mortgages. I'm like, fam,
every which way.
once people find a way, they don't even have to become millionaires, but once they find a way to alleviate all these things from their pressures of life, they're going to live a
Yeah.
higher quality life.
Absolutely. That stress and stress is such a killer. And you think about the most stress things you worry about is money. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to make sure there's a roof over my head and the bills are paid? Like eliminating that stress I can't imagine what kind of world that would be, like that would be incredible.
So
That
I'm
would that
telling
would
y'all
truly
right
be
now, I mean,
incredible.
Shiba's going off right now. It was at a point where like you can get like 7 million tokens for like $36. Now for 7 million tokens, it's $500.
Yikes.
I was like,
From 36 to 500, that's a heavy swing. That's a
that's
lot
a
of
heavy
zeros.
swing, bro. That's a heavy swing. You know what I mean? And so this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. Like, if you want to get in the ship, you're definitely gonna need like, a couple of
Couple
bands,
dollars, yeah.
you know what I
It's
mean,
an
to get
investment.
into it.
It's you have to think of it like an investment and you have to be comfortable losing it. So don't put your rent money up.
Yeah,
Don't
don't do
put
it.
your medical bill money you had on the side.
Don't
Don't
do it.
use your emergency fund. Like keep those in the stash. But couple
Uh
dollars here, couple dollars there, it's worth it, if in the long run, if this turns out to be the future, you
mhm.
know, better late than never. Making a lot of millionaires.
So Shiba Inu, Saitama Inu, and Kuma Inu. If just do y'all research, get into those three at some point. What you if you don't know what to do, definitely go to YouTube, Google how cryptocurrency works. There's plenty of amazing people who are teaching all this information. Like information is out on the internet, so like definitely go out there. Go find some people that that got a good following. That actually give good information. Um, I would definitely look into getting a wallet. I mean, either like a Coinbase wallet or something like
Coinbase
some.
is probably the most bigger
Yeah,
platform I would think.
and then because a lot of times, especially when you look into these ones that got like 7 8 zeros, they're not on the major markets yet. So
Mm-hmm.
like you'll have to use something like a Uniswap or a Sushi Swap to be able to like get those things into your wallet. So like all these things though, if you go to the right people, you can definitely learn about it. I think financial literacy is important, not only just about taxes and mortgages and how to like savings and stuff like that, but also
Facts.
how to make a passive income just by using cryptocurrency and stocks. I think it's important, and I think you could do both or you could do one or the other. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
you have to be comfortable with yourself and choose, because like I said, like I was doing stocks too, and
Mm-hmm.
like
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. It's
and
definitely, unless you got the big money to do the big flips, it's
yep.
it's definitely a slow burn. It's a buildup. It's like a retirement fund, like you're stashing away for later. But
Mhm.
this right now seems like you could hit right now and be rich right now. And
Yeah. And the thing
a
is, like
lot.
I said, like I just used all the gains that I have for my stocks. I still got a couple of stocks that I just left there. I'm like, when this goes up, just take some out.
Mhm.
And then when the other one makes more money, I'll take some out, put it right back into the other one. Just keep wash, rinse, repeat. Just let
Flip
it go back
flopping.
and forth. Never
Right.
let it.
Keep the cycle.
I'll only add for my own personal income very rarely, maybe once every 2 months or so. If I see something I really like, I'm like, all right, cool,
Hmm.
boom, we're in there. But for the most part, though, it's really just using investments, prior investments, just to like increase the investments and move forward. And I think
Keep
just
it
make
flipping.
sure, just keep it flipping, do your due diligence. Don't be afraid to go to YouTube. Don't be afraid to Google. These will be your biggest tools. There are some other stuff. I can't remember them right now because I don't give a fuck. But like, learn how to read charts. You know what I mean? And
Just know
just
what to
start
look
from there.
for. And you too could be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of millionaires, it seems people with a lot of money are just as crazy as people with no money, or even worse. Like
What happened?
your man Lil Nas X and Boosie Boo had
Yo, why we gotta talk about these two niggas, man?
I just think it's incredible, man. It's like the full on spectrum of hip hop, I guess, or of music. It's like this one super gangster hardcore literally went to jail, I'll kill you, shoot you, gun you down. And then we got this kid that's like making songs for kids and dancing naked and just this like the full spectrum of music.
He's a millennial. He's the millennial rapper.
Right. So this week, Lil Nas X, I guess he was on live and he was saying, I don't know why he would do this or why he would even bring Boosie's name up, but he was trolling, I guess, a little bit. And he was saying that. He was saying, yo, I got a song with Boosie, and he knows Boosie hates him. Boosie hates him. Every chance Boosie gets, he comes out and says some wild stuff. He jumps out the window a lot. Like,
he needs to relax though, because like, it's becoming to a point where it's like, yo, you really hate this man.
Oh, for his what he said. Choices. Yeah. With what he said, he obviously hates him. Ever since when Dwayne Wade's kid, like I guess transitioned or identifies as a different gender, and Boosie just jumped out the window, like going hard on the kid, going hard on the parents. It's like, bro, you kind of gotta let
mind your business, bro. Raise your kids the way you want them to be raised.
Yo, you just gotta live your life. You rich, you think that once you get rich, you are above certain issues or problems in the world, but nah, bro. This is just a hood ass dude. But so Lil Nas X was like, yeah, I got a song with him coming out. And Boosie took that to I don't even know what hurt him so much about it, but
the thing is though, like, I don't want no beef, but like the way Boosie be talking and acting, it's like he got something he had it. Like, he just don't want people to know.
Listen, man.
People who always go the hardest, like in shit in these situations, are the people who's hiding something.
Yes, yep. There's an old quote. It's like from the olden days where it's thou protest too much. So you hate something so much that it seems that you hate that thing because you either want to be that thing or something about that thing you don't like that you don't get. So it's weird. I feel like we watched Lil Nas X be this happy-go-lucky kid, so free and doing whatever he wants. And
yeah, man.
He tweets about Disney Channel movies and like he seems very comfortable and enjoying of himself. And
he's a kid that's like that literally got mass success. He's just living his best life. Dude.
Yeah, like and I don't see him coming after anybody for anything or even being negative in any light, but Boosie just hates it. Boosie tweeted, and I'm gonna censor the hell out of this because this is the most aggressive tweet I've ever seen. Boosie said, "Stop trolling me, you F word. LOL." Like how you call someone like the F word and then say LOL, like that's like a racist saying the N word LOL. Like I don't know if it works like that, bro. Like
nah, you know what? I used to do that back in the day. Be like, yo, stop acting like a bitch, LOL. Nah, not.
Oh well, that's different. Oh yeah, nah, that's different. Yeah, you being a bitch.
I mean, dog. Listen. Let's be honest. We've all used that word back in the day.
It was a different time, and I think we all acknowledge that was a different time. Like,
no, we have to. That's the point of growing up and becoming new people. Like, we have to realize a lot of things that we did was wrong, and they weren't right because they were against a lot of different groups, and like we can't be using certain types of. Though, don't take the word nigga away from me because I ain't gonna fucking stop using it. But like, it is what it is.
With nigga, especially people in that community. Like girls when they curl, like yo bitch, what's up, my bitch? Those are two women talking to each other that both lived through that experience,
slut, right? All these things, and then the minute I'd be like, yo, stop, you was such a hoe. We'd be like, right, misogynistic, this, that.
I know, like, yo,
you just used it in the text group right now,
right?
But I can pull up your group chat right now. It's in there 125 times in the last 13 minutes. That's
people in 125. That's people in that community. So that same thing with us black men saying nigga to each other. It's like we both lived this experience as a black man and we understand. But he used it and it said LOL. That kind of
Nah,
baffled me. And that was the
nah,
first sentence. This is there's more, but that was the
there's
first
more.
sentence.
Oh my
Bro, he
god.
said, okay, stop trolling me, F word, LOL. You a whole bitch. Playing you a whole bitch playing with a gangster, shaking my head. You can keep sucking dick and getting effed in your ass in peace. This is aggressive. And this is all in caps, by the way. This is aggressive. Hashtag you hate yourself. I didn't know that was a hashtag. That was new to me. I'm gonna click that and see what other posts come up. Who else is saying that? It said you hashtag you hate yourself. I would too if I was you. LOL. The LOLs are so misplaced here.
Yo, they're so like he's being aggressive and passive aggressive
like,
at the same time.
At the same time. Are we joking? Are we kidding? Or are you angry? Because this is all caps. And the next line is probably the most egregious, which I think he might have some issue for, even though I assume he's independent. Maybe he don't got no deal to where he got any backing, because he said this like it was okay. Nas, if I were you, hashtag commit suicide.
All right, you see now that's where it got too far.
That's wild.
That's where
because
like the other stuff that's way far out there too. But I can laugh at him being a dumbass and be like,
right,
he's being
it's all words at that point. Yeah, but then
like
says,
the suicide thing.
Yeah,
and, I don't like. We just passed like suicide prevention month. I don't know if it's this month or the month before. It's like like. All right, look. All right, I know that we're making fun of this nigga, but I got to take it a little bit serious right now. You know how many men and black men and gay black men, trans men actually take their lives on a daily basis?
That's what I'm saying.
Because of the shit that they go through in their life.
That's what I'm saying. Like he said it like it was like nothing. Like hashtag commit suicide. That's not a hashtag, bro. No, you are the only person hashing that like it's like a slogan. He said, if I was you, I would hashtag commit suicide. You would do this world a huge favor with the praying hands. This is egregious. Nobody wants you here.
Yo, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Industry Baby was fire. I'm glad that he's here.
the nobody wants you here is such a reach. This dude is top of the charts. Listen, he had one of the biggest songs in the world, Old Town Road, like the biggest song in the world. So obviously someone wants him here. His family wants him here. His fans wants him here. You telling him to kill himself because he lives a life you don't agree with is like, for a grown man to say that to a child is I'm it still baffles me to read it back and be like, wow, this dude is lost, man. This dude is so lost.
You know what's crazy? It's because like it'd be all these like super Christian types that be sitting here and they be like saying all this shit.
They use religion, right?
And the thing is though, I ain't a religious person. I used to be. I almost became a pastor, but that's in the past. In like the New Testament, the dude's like the only commandment I believe to you is like, treat others how you want to be treated and all this other shit. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, so where did y'all lose that in the translation? Like, I wouldn't even. It's not your job to sit here and judge people. That's God's job.
No, they take it to the heart. They take it to the heart.
And Boosie's a fucking clown, dude. Like,
this is such a
for him to sit there on like, yo, I just can't. First of all, it's hilarious. Thinking of me seeing him like 30 chains on in his living room, just typing the shit up.
Smoking a blunt, just angry, all caps with emojis and hashtags and LOLs. Like, not a LOL, bro. Ain't no LOLs in here, man. Like, this is a black man telling another black man to kill himself because of the lifestyle he's chosen that you don't agree with, bro. It can't be that way. Because then where you draw the line? Like, oh, I'm a vegetarian and you eat meat, you should kill yourself. Like,
imagine, God forbid that he did that shit.
You know, like
Lucy would catch a charge for that.
social media has been known to do that. Like this is what Dave Chappelle was kind of mentioning in the special with Daphne, his
Yep.
trans friend, where the community had berated her enough to make her want to do that. So now you got this seemingly popular rapper Boosie telling a child who is still early in his success and impressionable to kill himself because the life he decided to live and enjoys is not to his agreement, bro. Like this I hate it here, man. I hate it
Nah,
here.
I'm just say it, man. Fuck Boosie, dog. Like, you got your own
That's a
family, you got your
reach,
own
man.
kids. Like, you got to go raise your own family the way you want to. Just leave the little nigga alone. Because, like, yo,
Man.
every single time I see a Boosie headline, it's talking about Lil Nas X, bro. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, yo, do you want this nigga? Do you want, like, what is it, bro?
Something's going on. Something's going on. All those hyper masculine gangster dudes, it's like
Is this something you want to talk about, bro? Like,
yeah, man, like something is weird. And I understand Nas did mention your name saying, I got a song, blah, blah, blah. But to
I
take
feel
it
like,
to this extent, I feel like you were just waiting for your chance to say this. Like you just, oh, give me a reason. Oh, okay, I got my reason to go off. It's like, bro, I think
I
something's
feel like
going on a little deeper here.
Lil Nas X set him up. I'm like, why would you set him up though? Like, he already digs himself a hole every single time he gets
He
into this
ain't need much,
conversation.
right?
So, like, why are you gonna now put the battery in his back? It's just like, it's, and the thing is though, sometimes I feel like people will just say things because they want to troll people because they do want that reaction out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, are you any better than that person to even put them in that position to do that? Because, like, yo, just leave them alone. Like, just
That's a
you
good
get
argument too.
you getting
That's a
your
great
money, you getting your paper, you're happy with your life. You
right.
know how difficult it is already. So,
No,
like,
absolutely.
if you want to build a
Why go
bridge,
back and forth with that person that you know is gonna take it to that extent with you? Like,
if you want to build a bridge and you want to be like, yo, you know what, we can't really be like this anymore. Let's have a conversation. I want you to know me as a person. I mean, I don't think Boosie will ever do that. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to like build that bridge and create, harmony within the communities like that, cool. But, like, don't become an antagonist in it too, because you already know the
right.
response that you're gonna get.
You about to get right. My only thing with that, I agree. This wouldn't have happened if Nas didn't say anything. This wouldn't have happened.
No.
You
Actually,
initiated this response.
it might have happened, but with Boosie doing it from by himself.
Doing
If
it to himself.
Lil Nas X had never said anything
My only
at all.
pushback on that is Boosie is 20 years in the game, veteran, OG. You took the bait from this kid. Like, he set you up and you took the bait. Like, you let this kid get you out of pocket, and now you look like a fool in all regards. Like,
Somebody got
you
to take his Twitter away, bro, because he just needs to chill. That's why your Instagram keeps banning this
I
nigga.
yeah, he ain't never getting his IG back off
Nah,
that
he
now.
not
That's why he went to
now.
Twitter.
Now,
But
oh,
if
he ain't never
Twitter
coming back now.
if Twitter deems this as hate speech, like they kind of did Trump, and they wipe him off Twitter,
He's done.
that's both major social networks going for him. So
Yeah,
how you getting your shows out? How you promoting your new music? Like
yeah.
you're gonna have to
It's going to hit
start
you
a
in your pocket.
podcast or something. Yeah.
But the thing is, though,
Regardless
you
if you
did that to
signed or
yourself,
not.
though. But even if he had a podcast, he couldn't even do it. Somebody else would have to run the whole thing for him. He could
Yeah.
never touch it. And the thing is, though, anything that is associated with him, I don't think they would even allow that shit to fester on there. Because at this point, bro, like, now you getting into weird territory. Like this, and like you see what he's doing now. Like, this
Mhm.
is the shit that they think Dave Chappelle was doing.
That's kind of my next point. It's like what we're blurring the lines on what hate speech is when it's clear. It's very clear. This is a malicious, like someone saying something with malicious intent. Like, you hate yourself. If I was you, I would kill myself. Do us all the favor. Nobody wants you here. These are the things that people tell themselves before they do commit that kind of act on themselves, or end up hurting themselves or hurting other people because they're angry about who they are. And it's just, it's just sad. Like, I don't believe in black on black crime, but this is fucking black on black crime, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it's
And
funny. The one thing I love hearing is when niggas be like, "Yo, you a whole bitch." That's one of the
yo,
funny. That's one of the funniest things
he used
I'll
the
ever hear.
he didn't use the regular exclamations like when you type it. He used the red emoji exclamations just so it stands out more. Like,
Yo,
so
you know
that
how
means he
much
was
work it
typing.
is.
Yo, for real,
Yes.
that means he was typing, switched over to the emoji keyboard, added those two, came back to the regular keyboard, went back to all caps, continue going, put the hashtag. It's just a lot. You
You
had
got
to
way too
really,
much time on this end.
I mean,
Yo, he needs to get like a new chick or something that just gotta like put some
it's
pussy on him and be like, yo, sit down, nigga, like, relax. He
I
got
don't
mad kids. Yo, go spend time with your kids, bro.
got a lot of
Put the
kids.
phone down, take your kids out. You know what I mean? Like, stop doing like I ain't gonna lie, man.
It's
I
it's
rarely like saying certain shit, but like, yo, fuck Boosie, man, because like we don't play with that suicide shit,
I
man.
mean, I can't say I'm a big Boosie fan, but that's wild. That's wild that he let that off and was perfectly cool with it. Like, yep, this is what I'm saying, and this is fine. Take that, and
Yeah, nah.
that's just too much. But speaking
And
of
then,
Dave Chappelle, what? Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I was just gonna get to that little. Dave Chappelle put out a clip, or I don't even know if it was his clip, but that clip is circulating of him kind of speaking on the backlash of the closer and how, you guys are proving the point of, you guys were, the trans community was saying they're being bullied and treated this way, and then they did this whole protest in front of Netflix, and now he feels like his life is in danger. So it's just this whole back and forth, and he's questioning, like, am I canceled? Like, what is this you guys want from me or doing to me? Because I'm
Yeah,
still
because he
here, I'm
said
still doing shows, and
he had a documentary that was supposed to come out. It got
mm-hmm.
invited to all of these different film festivals, and then they de-invited him from them.
It's just fucked up. Like,
And
it's
I'm
like
like,
having a party. Like, oh, you could come. Matter of fact, nah.
nah. And I'm like, I mean, it's Dave Chappelle. He's still going to be able to sell out shows. So I don't think
Which
he's
he's
worried
doing.
about them. He's doing. I don't think he's worried about the money, but he even said it too. He's like, yo, I'll have the conversation with y'all on Netflix. I ain't bending the knee though. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, if we're going
Yeah,
to
not
talk
taking
about it,
over.
we're going to do it on my terms. He's like, yo, because now you attacking me. He's like, and he made a funny line where he was like, uh, he was like, they felt like they're being attacked, but I'm the only one that doesn't feel right
That's
going into the office.
right. I'm the only one that's unsafe.
So it's like they walking out. Yo, first of all, that's some crazy shit. You know how many people don't have jobs and you sit here walking out?
At a major corporation, you're getting paid thousands. Again, I understand you don't feel, accepted or appreciated at that location, but what you're doing is trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, just because you leave and you don't feel justified in that location, don't mean you take everything down with you. Like, there are still people there that is their livelihood. That is their career. That's probably their dream job. They're writers, or
and you're making their life
or,
more difficult. And like I said before, like I said last week, I'm like, y'all doing this for a Dave Chappelle special. Ain't none of y'all do that for cuties. That was cool.
right.
That
Right.
was cool.
But again, that's what he said. Y'all are picking and choosing. When I'm laughing about, fat people or black people or white people or whatever, it's all cool. But as soon as the joke was to that specific community, it was like, nah, enough.
Like
That?
y'all shouldn't be so yeah. Everyone should have the same protection. But like when it comes to comedy, everyone can get these jokes, bro. Like
It just has to be that way. It has to be that way. And the CEO said it, that, we're fostering a new community in comedy, and we have to allow him to say what he says. It wasn't an insightful way to say, go hurt these people or go make their lives difficult. But, I guess they took it that way. So Dave's got a whole month of November. He's doing shows all over. I'm really going to try and get tickets to this New York show.
if he got one
So
in Boston, I'll probably go.
Let's see. So San Francisco, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Indianapolis, Cleveland, Toronto, Cincinnati, Columbus, Atlanta, and New York. I think New York might be the
When's the New
closest
York
you could
one?
get. November 22nd, tickets at Live Nation. So basically he's doing a little comedy and then he's gonna show the documentary that was disinvited.
Okay.
So I do want to see it because I know he's building his own comedy club out there on his farm. And he's got all the money he needs. He's creating a his own system within a system. You can come here, get your comedy off, gay, straight, whoever, and
No, that's the thing too, because like the whole story with Daphne, like he was leveraging his fame to help teach somebody
mhm.
to be a better comedian because they loved him so much. He's like, yo, I feel that respect, I feel that love. I'm gonna help you build your own shit so that you can be somewhere, so you can be as close to my own success as well. And like for that to be like taken away by like so much social media bullshit and just by people just saying shit. And this is why I hate Twitter, because like people can get behind a keyboard right now and say whatever they want. And this is why people are just mad sensitive, and like this is why like suicide rates have skyrocketed,
Just bombarded with
because they already have to deal with stuff on a day-to-day basis. Like I ain't gonna lie, when you go online you should be able to escape from like your stresses of life, and now people are bringing that to you there too, from everywhere.
Miserable people will be miserable on and offline.
And the fact that like that community suffers no consequences for their actions when somebody takes their life, like that's just fucked up.
I got some backlash on Reddit post. Well, not my post, but a Reddit comment. And the Atlanta Braves, they do this thing called the tomahawk chop, which is kind of a Native American sort of symbol. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but the Native Americans are highly offended by this. They would want that to stop. But I was saying how in this country, sadly, the Native Americans are not a protected group. Like they had teams called the Redskins, and they're just used as a caricature. Every Halloween you see someone dressed up as an Indian or Native American, and so it's like we take their culture and we make it a mockery. So then when they demand respect, people just laugh like, no, like
it's the same thing with Mexicans, bro. Like they would be wearing
Cinco de Mayo,
and all this other shit.
They're just not a protected group. So on the mainstream, they get disrespected, and it just happens that way. So
and like nobody makes the moves that they need to make for them.
Right.
But this is the only group that's willing to make those moves, and maybe these other groups need to start doing the same thing. Maybe that's the lesson here. Maybe all the other groups just need to start doing the same thing.
They've said that as well.
Here's the problem: like when black people try to do that shit, you see how they fucking shut us down, bro. They brought out tanks, bro.
Tulsa riots. As soon as they saw a thriving black community, we had Black Wall Street. We had butchers, dentists, doctors, everything we needed insulated in this country of our own on a higher scale. They came through and burned that shit to the ground. So it's like the lesson is to do that and insulate within your culture to protect yourself. But the powers that be don't see it that way. And right now, the LGBTQ community is a protected group. So, we're learning that lesson, we're seeing it play out firsthand with Dave. So it's tricky times, man. I fucking hate it here.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up.
Tricky times. I mean, speaking of another tragedy, man, Alec Baldwin out here catching bodies.
Fam, that is the most wildest story.
That lawsuit is gonna be juicy, bro. Juicy.
How?
So for hoes who don't know, for those who don't know, I said for hoes who don't know. For those who don't know, Alec Baldwin, the guy on SNL, he's been playing Trump for like the past pretty much all while Trump was in office.
Yeah.
He was on a set of
30 Rock.
Yeah, he was on a set of a movie, and he had to make a scene where he pointed the gun at a camera and fired it. You know how you like look down the barrel. They kind of did it in John Wick a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it was a real bullet in a real gun. Like on a movie set, there's never supposed to be any real bullets. Like I had to look that up. Like, how was that confused? But for some reason, there was a real bullet in a real gun, and a one of the directors of photography, I believe. I didn't really go into the details of her name, but definitely rest in peace with her. Like, was shot and killed by this gun. And then I guess another shot went on.
Somebody planted that shit, bro.
There's a conspiracy on Reddit that Trump is somewhere smiling right now because they was making fun of him for years, but now this guy's got a whole tragedy on the line. Like, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that there was a real gun on a real movie set? Like,
so, with my background, I know kind of like what goes into like, when it goes to movies and stuff like that, right? So like these props are supposed to be checked before the set even gets built, right?
As they should.
All of these things, like everything that they need, if they need something like extra, like they can order it, fine, cool. But like when the set is actually being built and the plans are being made and like they got their call sheets and they're getting all the costumes and all the props and all the people together, all of these things are checked like months in advance, right? So for that live gun to have passed that check in the first place,
facts,
to be on site, because like you said, they don't use real guns on site. They use prop guns, and even if they and a lot of times there'll be like rubber bullets in them too. So like,
even if the gun is real, the bullets are not. It just does the little pop like a shot went out, and then they CGI it or affects it in or whatever. But not in this case.
The fact that like a real bullet was in this gun, it just has me feel like somebody planted it after.
It's deep, man. It feels real weird that.
And R.I.P. to the young lady that lost her life, because like she's living a dream that a lot of people that get into this industry want, and to have it snatched away over somebody's negligence and stupidity, like that's just fucked up.
They were saying that one of the reports I read was that the gun misfired a bunch of times before this one accident.
And that's the thing, like if it's doing that, you replace it. The fact that nobody replaced it shows that somebody wasn't doing their job, and they got
over and over and over. But it's truly sad, man. And I definitely hate it hearing that fact. No one should lose their life incidentally over doing their job. You don't think you have a dangerous job. You're just an actor on a movie set. You're not a stunt man. You're not you're not jumping off a building. You're just setting up a scene and making sure everything looks good. You're the director of photography, so it's kind of messed up, man. I don't know what's going to come of it, but that lawsuit going to be juicy. Whoever's to blame, that's a wrongful death. And then that other person that got shot, that's assault or whatever they trump it up to be.
They're gonna get some money out of it. They're definitely gonna get some money out of it.
I mean, they have to, but that's a sad case. So it just goes to show, man, everybody's life is precious, man. And what are you doing, wherever you're doing it, who you doing it with, take shit serious, man. Take shit serious. But
and speaking of people not taking shit seriously, I'm gonna just go segue into this real quick.
What you got?
Halloween Kills was such a fucking trash ass movie. Let me tell you something. I've seen all of the Halloween movies, right?
Me too.
The first one is a classic. The second one was fire because they started from like the end of this first one and just kept going, right? The last Halloween movie that came out, I went to go see that shit in theaters, right? And like that shit was
that
a
Halloween
banger.
Forever?
I think so, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like that shit was a banger. And here I am. It was on now here's where I should have known that it was some fucked up shit, right? When they said if you had a Peacock subscription And if you had Peacock, you could watch it on there. I'm like, who the fuck's putting their real blockbuster live movie on Peacock? Like, I understand HBO Max.
Right.
You know what
That's
I'm
what they're
saying?
trying to compete.
But HBO Max is different. All them, like, listen, Godzilla versus Kong, that was a banger to me. Mortal Kombat was a banger, even though I hate the main character. I don't know who the fuck that dude was.
Really
get him the fuck out of here.
He was not a character. He was never a game character. Who is
this man?
Yeah.
Who is this man? Y'all fucked up. But then anyway,
Suicide Squad was on HBO Max, which was dope.
And I enjoyed that a lot. First of all, that was like one of the best comedic action movies.
It was surprisingly good. It was surprisingly good. I was watching this and I thought to myself, like, wow, I really like this. Like all the characters, the polka dot. John Cena has a Peacemaker series coming too that kind of looks pretty cool, even though I'm not a big John Cena fan.
Every character had like a story to them, and the story was like fucked up, and you're like, damn, like you like the girl who controls rats and all that. I'm like, yo, that story was insane,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
With some
and like
deaths into it.
Yeah, and like just everyone's in like that movie was incredible. And then like obviously, you know, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That shit was fire. Like, you know,
that was on HBO.
Yeah,
and I fuck with the horror.
I know. As soon as it came out, I watched it at night. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm here for it. And I kind of love The Conjuring
horror movies.
I do.
You sick bastard.
I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, like Halloween Kills,
I know.
Man, listen, they need to go fucking.
Let's start with the fact that Jamie Lee was only in the movie for like a total of
15 minutes.
If that max, I would say like 8, because half of it she was unconscious in a damn hospital bed.
Bro, I thought we was gonna get another slugfest between these because they're brother and sister. Like, if you don't know the story by now, go figure it out. But like, they're brother and sister, right? So like, the fact that these two siblings have been going at it for years.
Warring. There's been bodies dropping for decades.
Like, and she was like a frail girl in the first one. Now she's like this badass chick. And like, people always be complaining, oh, there's not enough strong female leads in the movies. Then now we finally got one, and you put her in a hospital bed for the whole movie.
She was the only one ready to fight. And hey, look, I'm trying not to do spoilers, but yeah, it was just
her daughter's a dumb man. I'm glad she got murdered.
Yo,
at the end, bro.
Oh my, you don't give a damn about spoilers, man.
Yo, if you
have to put a spoiler warning.
Yo, listen,
somewhere.
The same way that y'all can sit there and share a Netflix password, y'all can share a Peacock password, okay? Or do what this nigga does. Go find a website and go watch the shit.
Right, I found it on a streaming site. I don't pay for none of that. You know, I'm cheap.
Nah, I copped the password from one of my homies. Good looking out to
you,
bro.
Man, the movie was a letdown. From the kills were unique. I'll give it to them. They gave some unique kills with the
they always have to. That shit was wild.
That was
shit was crazy.
Whoa.
But that's also dumb though, because it's like it's 8 of y'all. So he's taking first of all, one by one.
I know why y'all 1-on-1 in this, man. 1v1 me, pussy. He showed y'all. It was insane, and it made me mad because everybody thought they could 1v1 this man with a single pistol. The kid's dad was like, "Hey, kid, stay here. I'm gonna go over here and try to fight." Like, do you not know he just murdered half the town? No one is calling for backup. No one is saying, "Oh, he's over here. Let's get him."
But that was the whole point because they created the mob. But even at the end, bro, he got
washed. The mob got washed.
Yo, at the end, my girl was like, yo, why didn't it just cut his head off? And I'm like, you know what? At that point, you have to, because look at how much damage she's causing over 30, 40 years. I'm like, at this point, the law does not apply to this nigga. This nigga is a malevolent force that has gone through time. Like, yo, I don't know if he's a god, a demon. I don't know what this nigga is. Because even Jamie Lee's character says, she's like, yo, he's a force of nature.
He is evil.
As he keeps killing, he keeps killing, he gets stronger. And then here's the stupid part, right? She says, she was like, I think there's a connection. If I'm alive, he stays alive. And if this is the case, the battle should only be between these two at this point.
Right. And it was insanity, man. Her daughter was like, "Mom, no, we don't have to." Bitch, do you know he just murdered half the
Yo,
town?
they regressed her completely in this movie
Why
because in
was
the
she
last
such a
movie,
punk? Yeah,
because
she was with it.
in the last movie, right? Like she wasn't with it the whole movie, but at the end plot twist, she's like, "Got you, bitch," and she's
She's
like,
finally toughened up. Yeah, she went from even like on the like a level below Jamie Lee to like 5 levels below. Like now you just a full on wimp. And then
"I was so mad."
the granddaughter was that typical horror movie girl where she runs and then trips and it's like, oh no, oh no. It's like, come on, get up, please. This man is walking after you. He's walking.
Literally, he's never run.
He's
He
never
has he
not
has
even
never
a light
jogged.
jog. Yeah, I don't understand.
He hasn't jogged. He hasn't ran.
It
This
made
dude's
me
wearing the same
so
boots that he's been
angry.
wearing. The same, like he's in a jumpsuit. He shouldn't. He can't run in that.
He didn't even try to run.
Dude, and he washed the mob, yo, and they were all on him. And see, this is why he's on some next level shit. The mob actually was after him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Nah." He got shot. He got stabbed in the spine. He's like, yo, he thrilled. He just got right back up with like, we get into business. Like
He did the Undertaker after he falls, just full on 90-degree get up. I'm stabbing you. I'll punch you. And even with the mob surrounding him, they all still tried to 1v1 this man. Like, jump on him, hold him down, kick the knife out of his hand. Like, what is happening to you guys?
If I was in that group, I would be like, yo, hold him, get me the chainsaw. His head is off now. That's the only way you're going to stop him.
What was cool when he was fighting the firefighters, when the dude came at him with the saw and like threw the saw on him, he like grabbed the guy's hands, pushed it back on him. I was like, whoa. So
I'll give it to pissed. Nah, because he was pissed because he almost got caught in that house. Because in the beginning, when like she's like, no, because she was going to get him right there.
That was going to be
the end. He would have burned in the house.
And they went and put the fire out. Yeah. Like, bitch, you trying to burn me, bitch? What?
He's like, what? He's like, nah, now I'm going to go full force, bro.
What I did find cool, though, was at a certain point, they took his mask off.
You saw a glimpse of his,
and then you kind of like seen the not his face, but like the silhouette of his face. You see he's bald. He got like a little hair sticking out. So it's like
he's damaged. He's damaged.
He's burned or something.
You see how much stuff he's lived through in his life, and he's still out here just tossing. I don't know. He's a force. He's a force.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the kind of the timeline of the movie. So it started in 1978 with this regular Halloween. But next year, they're doing a movie called Halloween Ends, and it's already been announced. And I'm assuming they're already shooting it. So,
okay. So they're finally going to end the story.
They
need to redeem this last movie with the next one.
The thing is, these franchises, I don't know if they ever really give you a definite end. Like, this movie, even though it says Halloween Ends, it's going to be maybe Jamie Lee Curtis' character dies. But then they realized there isn't no link between if she's alive and him alive. And then it'll be the granddaughter versus Michael Myers. So
they'll reboot it.
Yeah, you know, I don't see, even though it says ends, I don't think it's ever going to end. But October 14th, they got a release date and everything. So
no, I think
next year we'll be back at it again.
Yeah, they'll reboot it at like 10 years down the line again, because like I think there are some movies that will be cool with a modern day reboot, like The Fifth Element. I think needs a modern day reboot.
That'd be dope.
I don't need Nightmare on Elm Street. I think they've done
yeah, they neglected Freddy. They really neglected Freddy.
No, I think it's because of the because there's like a kids factor, like a pedophile-ish factor in it, and there was like,
oh, he was.
So I think that's kind of why, like, they kind of just they finished them off quickly. But they did so many. They did a shit ton of Jasons. Yeah, a shit ton, and like Jason, even with The Conjuring, didn't he go to you know what I realized? You know what I realized? Ed and Lorraine Warren, like the two investigators that's like in The Conjuring. Yeah. There's other movies that's based off stories that they went through. The Amityville Horror is one of them.
Yeah.
The Haunting in Connecticut is another one.
Amityville's wild.
Yeah, like There's a
Something Emily Rose or something like that. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Is that them too?
I don't think that's them. I think that's just a that
Okay.
is based off a true story. All of those
Yeah.
exorcism movies, like some of them are based off true stories. And it's just like you know what I'm saying. I I'm personally I want to see Ari Aster do another movie because like Hereditary was fire,
Hmm.
Midsommar was fire. If he gives me another supernatural like thriller thing that's
Horror
just
kind of
slow
thing.
burn,
Yeah.
I'm in there. Like Ari Aster's a genius. Do
With
not go
horror,
watch The Strange Things About the Johnsons. I'm telling you,
that
that
sounds like
shit
a
will fuck up your
comedy.
day. No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all.
Ain't
It's
no
not funny at all.
jokes.
Ain't no jokes. Like I watched that shit only one time. I never want to see it again. Like that. Like I don't know what was on his mind when he made this movie. Go watch it. It's only 20 minutes, but we'll talk about it next week if you really want to. But
Ugh.
that's just that's
I'm
just
gonna have to
messed up.
watch that on a Sunday morning after I do some cartoons or something.
No,
But
you have to because like it's
that's a
not a horror
reach.
movie, but like it's fucked. It's fucked
Yikes.
up.
A lot going on, man. What else you got on your mind? Let's put a bow on this.
um. Well, you know, I had this other thing, but like I don't really want to talk about it because it's like mad depressing too.
Try to end on a
uh
lighter note. What you been watching to? You been fucking
nah,
reading
because
books or what?
actually I've been on this audiobook craze like heavy like the last the pandemic has just
Mm-hmm.
allowed me to like find new things that kind of caught my interest. So like
Yeah.
I've been doing Audible with these audiobooks.
Oh, shout
I
out
read
to
shout
Audible.
out to Audible
If
owned
you
by
got
Amazon.
I was gonna say if you got Amazon Prime, I think you get like a free book a month or
Yeah,
maybe
something like
discount
that.
on books, or I'm not sure the
Um, so
procedure.
I get so Audible is its own subscription service outside of Amazon, so you don't even need the Amazon Prime.
Oh, nice.
Like so, like $20 a month, I get like 2 credits. I ain't gonna lie to you, I spent $30 and bought 3 more credits because I'm in the
Hmm.
middle of this one series that I really want to finish. Because like I've been going through this whole shout out to Rick Riordan, and I know I'm like mad old and like I'm just catching on to this series, but like I like
Hmm.
fantasy stuff, like I do.
Yeah,
Um, the
makes you
fucking
think different. It's not just
if
reality based. It's
even though it's for
something
like young
abstract and
adults and kids and stuff like that, but
mhm.
like some of the shit is fire, bro. Like
It'd be some bangers.
I'm
Young
yeah,
adult
because
section. Yeah.
Percy Jackson, the Olympians, I have 5 books. I
Hmm.
finished those. Then they had the next series, the Heroes of Olympus. I finished those.
Damn.
So now
How
I'm on the
long
trial.
is the listen? Like, cause the books be hundreds of pages, but how many?
Sometimes it'd
Couple
be
hours?
like 12, 13 hours, 18 hours, you know what I mean? Like they are long books, you know what I mean?
Long
And I'm
form,
going through
yeah.
and each one has 5 in them. So like I've been going through every single series one by one, and right now I'm in the middle
So
of Trials of Apollo, which is another one, and I'm just like I like these books are good. And like some other people I've been checking out too. Like, I checked out Jordan Peterson's 2 books.
he's good. He's real good. If you're into deep thinking or abstract thinking or like, man, how do you even like human thinking? I don't know how to even
human
describe it.
nature
Yeah,
as
like
a whole, like
critical thinking and humanity, kind of.
yeah, like Jordan
That's
Peterson
deep.
got 2 books that I really like. I almost finished the first one. I got to start the second one. I also was doing the Mindhunter book because the show was on Netflix. They ain't continued the series yet, so I went and got the Mindhunter book, and I
Mindhunter,
was
is that like the guy who's telepathic or something like that? Can do
mm,
stuff with his mind?
it's the FBI agents that go and interview serial killers, and then
Mm,
like they use the information from the serial killers to catch new serial killers. So this dude's just going through all of the killers that he had interviewed or whatever in the
damn,
actual audiobook, and that shit was fire. I also did the 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. I
that's
got the
good.
Jay-Z decoded. My girl got the Obama. She got all of the Harry Potter books. I've also
Damn.
she also got like Neil Gaiman books. So I went through like American Gods. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So like
dope.
there's a lot of books, man. Like I fully suggest like I never was a big reader growing up. I did read books a lot, but like once I'm like off it, I'm like, I get into moods, right? Some of
Hmm.
my favorite books were like 1984, Brave New World, Fractured State is another one, if that's what it's called. And like so, like now with the audiobooks, like it's allowing me to consume these
The
books
same
in a
sort of
new
content,
form,
right?
and like I'm using my imagination to picture the whole thing. I'll be sitting there cooking it and I'm just listening to these audiobooks and I'm having
That's
the
dope.
time of my I'm laughing out loud. My girl's like, yo, why the fuck are you laughing so much? And I'm like, yo, you gotta get in on this shit right here, bro.
Or
Like this
it
shit is
just
entertainment.
it's to a point now where you don't have to read books.
You
You
don't.
can sit like it's kind of like a campfire where you just sit and you let someone tell you a story, or you sit and you kind of go through this information, and then you could cut it when you want. You could, you know, speed it up by a certain speed, or because
Mm-hmm.
I did Gucci Mane's book when I
Mm-hmm.
first got Amazon Prime. I did Gucci Mane's book, and I did I think it was Tiffany Haddish's autobiography or biography,
Mm-hmm.
however it's called. But it was pretty cool. Like, and then once I started to kind of go down the rabbit hole, I added all this stuff to my wish list. But then I just, like you said, it was a different mood. I kind of switched over to graphic novels. So I picked up a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of like Marvel graphic novels. I got a graphic novel called hold on one second. I kind of want to get the title.
Mm-hmm. And while he's going to get that, like I've been on, I remember at first I was using a lot of Kindle stuff, right? So I read a lot of books on Kindle, and I was just like
Hmm.
just going through them. But like if you have to sit and read them, sometimes I want to cook at the same time. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just want to chill, relax. Like today, I sat in the living room and I was like setting up like the setup for the podcast, and I just had one going, and I'm like listening and I'm paying attention to it while I'm working. And I feel
Right.
like that's kind of better than just having a
It
TV show and stuff on, because like you
it
got to
kind of
pay
glues
attention.
you, yeah, and you can't miss a detail, or if you look away, you miss something critical. Now you don't
Hmm.
understand, but it gives you that freedom. And we're especially our generation now, we're so used to multitasking of like, our phones multitask, we multitask, everything around us is moving so fast that we got to just be able to handle all these pieces. But the graphic novels, the series that I'm reading is called 100 Bullets. And
Hmm.
what happens is there's this rogue FBI agent, and he goes around to 100 different people in each of these books, and he gives them a one bullet, and he says, with this one bullet, you can kill anybody you want, and you will be immune from any consequences that comes from using this one bullet.
Oh, that's fire.
So there's this girl. I'm not gonna spoil it too much because they actually tried to make a PS2 game out of it, but it just kind of flopped. But
Hmm.
this girl, she's like lives in the hood, her dad's abusive, and you know all this stuff is going on around her,
Hmm.
and what she does with the bullet is crazy, bro. It's crazy. So yeah, it's just so
Nah.
many forms of different content out there that find what you like, and you don't got to stick to it, but enjoy them when you can. And
The fact that we have options now more than I think if I had audiobooks back in the day,
right.
like when I was coming up in school, like there's so many books that the teachers would give us. Like I would have just got the audio, and they probably were available. But like technology,
Hmm.
like it now
Wasn't
as an
up to
older
speed.
dude, it caught up to me, and I'm like, it's on my phone.
Even
Like,
that, you could get a Amazon Alexa or a Home Pod or a
yeah,
Google Home, I think it is, and
yeah,
say
Google
Google
Home, yeah,
pick up next chapter, and then you could go on while you're cooking or while you're putting your kids to sleep or so and so. So the content is out there. And uh Wallow of the $1 million worth of game had a great reel that he put on Instagram about making content, because everyone is consuming content on a daily basis, no matter what
hmm
form it is, pictures, little videos, Vine. I'm sorry, Vine. I'm oh shit. I'm TikToks,
yeah,
podcast, YouTube
hmm
videos, cooking shows, anything and everywhere. Someone is consuming this form of content. So it's just finding what you like in the format you like it, and that could be your thing. You
yeah,
can run
man.
with it.
there's something for everybody, and I highly suggest you find it because like now that we have access to all of it, like I remember when I first got Comixology from Amazon, and that had like a whole bunch of comics on there, bro. I went and I looked at all of the Infinity Stone shit before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Like
real version,
War
how they
shit.
really wanted it to go, like with all the Daredevil and all the real characters that were in it. And then you could see how they translated it to the movie, and you realize they kind of cut corners here, and this kind of didn't happen this way. And
but the beautiful thing between that is like, you know, you get to appreciate the movie for what it is even more.
Yeah.
Knowing that like you had a crazy storyline in the comics, but like the fact that you gave us a banger of a movie still, even with what you did, is like you can appreciate both. And I think that's what people have to realize. Like if people are not in the comics, bro, like, and they just watch the movies, let them enjoy it. If they want to go read the other things, and it's the same thing with anime and manga too, because like now like there's like certain stuff, like I don't watch certain animes anymore because first of all I'm way ahead of them.
Yeah, because you're reading how it played through.
Yeah.
I did that to myself with The Walking Dead. Like once I got so hyped for the show and I had to wait another season, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna just read it because I need
and the
more
graphic
of
novel for The Walking Dead is way different than the show.
Fire.
There's some characters who never make it that far.
Characters that are together in a couple, characters that died way early on in the show, and it's just like I'd rather enjoy it in this original format. But I'm feeling the same way with manga right now. I'm reading Gantz. There's a new revision, I guess, or new edition of it. But because it's from Japan or I forget which Asian country, there's a translation period that has to happen. And I'm like on episode 21 or chapter 21, but the Japanese version is on chapter 26. But because I don't read in Japanese, I'm just stuck waiting for it. And I'm just like, bro.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was watching Tokyo Revengers on Crunchyroll, and I was like, yo, this shit's too fire. Dude, I read 200 plus chapters in 2 days.
Damn.
Like, I read 200 plus chapters.
You ain't put it down.
No, I didn't. First of all, like with the pandemic, there's nothing else I'm doing.
Right.
Even I was reading them in my crib. I was reading them at work. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 200 something chapters, bro. And I was like, yo, I'm caught up now. So now I'm waiting every week. And like, there's like a couple of days worth of, and it's the same thing with My Hero Academia. Cause like I love the fucking anime, dude. That's where I started. I started watching anime. Then I went to go read the manga, and I'm just like, yo, now here's the thing. So now I can go to the animes and I can watch them with subtitles because
you know kind of what the plot is.
I know what the plot
interactions are.
I'm just now watching it just move on screen, and it's like amazing to me sometimes to watch.
That's
like
dope.
I'm trying to finish the season 5 of My Hero Academia now. I've been knew what happened months ago when they put it in the chapter, right?
Just watching it play through.
But it's not in color. So like now it's in color, it's animated, it's happening. Now we got the voice actors in it. I'm like, I'm enjoying it now as in motion picture. But of course, like I know exactly what the fuck's going on, bro.
You might end up teaching yourself a language that way too, because if you read the manga and see like what the interactions are, and then you watch it in the original language, but you know what the conversation is, you can kind of piece together how to say the phrases in those conversations.
I think at this point, I'm gonna try to learn Japanese at this point.
Yo, early in the pandemic, I was trying to learn Korean.
Yo, I took Korean in college.
That shit is hard.
It is. That
shit ain't no joke.
Yo, because there's a lot of Koreans on Netflix. Koreans are making some banger shows, and they have been making. I remember before Netflix lost the deal with like some film distributor, there was so much Korean shit on there that was so fire, bro. I used to watch these shits all the time.
The movies are
even like older shit, like the movies are way better, Like like especially the horror movies that they got,
Oh,
Japanese, Korean horror
listen,
movies.
we know Asian horror is the next level.
Ooh,
Parasite
bro,
was originally in Korean too until it was translated for English. But again, they think
I
on
never,
another level.
watched that. I never watched the English dub on that one too. I always watched the sub.
Oh wow. I
Yeah,
watched it first in sub and then English just because I wanted
and
to
that
make
shit was
sure.
fire
But
too.
that movie was fire. Like,
Nah, because Duolingo is only like a certain amount of money per month. I'm about to just pick it up, be like, all right, we about first I'm gonna learn Spanish. I'm gonna get my shit
mhm.
together.
Me too. It's a lady that comes to my office once a week and we chop it up in Spanish. And I'm always like reaching in the back of my mind for all those high school words that I knew,
And
like trying
I
to
don't
put
remember
sentences
shit.
together. Yeah. She be
Nah,
looking at me like, I don't think that means what you think it means. And I'm just
yeah,
like, hey,
exactly.
listen, I'm
And shout out
trying.
to Duolingo. Like, yo, listen, if anyone from Duolingo works there and they're like, yo, they wanna hook us up
Hook with a sponsor. Hey,
with a
I'm
sponsorship. Listen, man, I'm gonna
Me
start using it,
llamo
bro.
Russ. For
You know what I
real.
mean? Because like I think I'm gonna use it for Spanish, then I'm gonna use it for Japanese, and like I think after that, I probably just refine my Haitian Creole because this I'm good at it. I ain't perfect, but
Right,
get my
right.
French and Haitian Creole, and then like from there, because my girl's like German and Jewish as well
That's
as a
dope.
Salvadorian, I want my kid to learn all of these languages, right? So like my whole thing, I gotta lead by example. So like I
Hmm.
can't sit here telling them learn
You
all
got to
these
learn this and
languages
you don't know a
of your
word.
heritage. It's like, nah, we all gonna learn it as a family and work our way through it.
That'd
Because
be
I think
dope.
language, because listen, like there's so many dead languages that we don't even speak anymore, bro. Like language is highly important. It's how we
Facts.
communicate. It's how we push stories through
You can make
time.
so many more opportunities with these languages because I'll see job posts like, hey, if you speak this language, we'll pay you even extra because we don't have no one that speaks that language to talk to those clients when we get them. So
And when you think about Latin and how old that shit is and how it still
facts.
create how still important it is to how we
It's like the
decipher words and
basis of
stuff.
so many languages.
It's like learning different languages support. So I think I'm gonna start with Spanish and Japanese. I'm gonna get to
Hmm.
Duolingo, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna work on it because like the lessons are math simple. You know what I mean? And I think
Hmm.
it works. So
The hardest part is kind of why I don't remember nothing from high school is like you go to school or you sit in the classroom and you learn it and you use it and then when you go home you don't say it to nobody. You have
bro,
no one
first
to
the
even
education
try it
system,
out.
the education system is bullshit. It just creates
Yo,
worker bees at this point.
listen, man, we that's a whole nother topic, but that's kind of why teachers get disrespected by the school themselves, the
The
students
students,
themselves,
yep,
the parents themselves. It's like
because I
we
feel like
don't
they're not getting
value
any value.
education.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we
don't
don't.
value education in this country or the educators. So
No, we don't.
it's a tough look, and that's definitely why I hate it here. So it's been another one, episode 7.
Yeah, man. I'm happy y'all here. Happy birthday to Russ.
Hey, bow, bow.
I
Appreciate
mean,
all the
y'all gonna hear this on
love.
Friday, but like, if y'all want to say
Today's
happy
Wednesday.
belated, today's Wednesday, but y'all gonna hear
Yeah,
it on Friday.
true, true, true.
All the ladies, if you want to send them some titties or something in the inbox,
Stop
might as well
it.
go do that. You
Stop
know what I'm
it. I'm
saying?
looking for
Just
one woman, 3 names, Jamie Lee Curtis. I need a cameo in that next Halloween. I'll be the black guy to die in that movie because it was only one. It was 2 black guys
nah,
and they both got shit on in the movie. So,
not a black lady. No,
no,
three. There was three black people. There was
no,
no.
I'm
There was
talking
four,
about the
four,
black
four.
guys. It was 2 black guys.
Yes, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah. The
nurse dude
sheriff.
and then the sheriff. Yeah, and they
Yeah,
both pretty much got shit on by all the white people in town. No racial, but I'm
yeah.
just saying I didn't like how it played out, is all I'm saying. No
Yeah,
representation, but
that fucking movie was trash, bro.
man, the next one gotta be a banger if it's gonna be her versus him.
It has to be. They have to go at it the whole movie for 2 hours.
She better be healed up because I need more. But again,
Yeah.
episode 7, I hate it here. It's your boy Russ.
It's your boy Kev, y'all.
And